Can you tell me a little bit about the basic coatings inspection course?
Our basic coatings inspection course is really an introductory level, 3.5-day learning opportunity that really includes a balance of theory with practical hands-on workshops or labs, as some people call them. The course is really designed intentionally to address all three adult learning styles, and that would include visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Our course really begins with a short introduction to corrosion and how protective coatings actually interfere with the corrosion process. But then it continues with a discussion on the roles of quality assurance and quality control inspection personnel. But really the majority of the course really focuses on the surface preparation and coating application, the practices or procedures, the standards, the inspection techniques, and so forth. The hands-on use of the instruments and visual guides that are used during the inspection process for both surface preparation and coating application are prominent throughout the course. And that's really important because most adults learn using kinesthetic or hands-on styles. The training concludes, it really pulls everything together, in my opinion, at the end with the development of an inspection test plan. And subsequent to that is a mock coating specification review and a simulated coating inspection project based on the inspection test plan and the specification. So as I said earlier, it really pulls everything that was learned over the previous 2 days together and enables students to apply what they've learned right there in the classroom rather than waiting until they have an opportunity in the field. Practical and written exams are designed to show evidence of comprehension, and those are administered at the end of the class. And participants who successfully complete those exams are given a certificate of completion, and they're also awarded continuing education units. And I can talk about that a little bit later.
Who would be the type of person who would attend this course?
Well, really anyone who wants or needs education in the area of coatings or coatings inspection would be a candidate for a class like this. This could include contractor personnel like supervisors or their QC inspectors, or maybe their blasters and painters who they're trying to train up on quality control. The coating manufacturers' representatives obviously can benefit from this. Many of them don't like to do coatings inspection or are not permitted to do coating inspection, but having a basic understanding of what the requirements are on the job could certainly help them in their roles as well. Project engineers for facility owners can certainly benefit so that the contracts that they're awarding, they can keep an eye on the contractor to make sure they're following the specification requirements by understanding what those actually are. Certainly contractors that are pursuing AMP accreditation, QP1 accreditation, or glass and paint shops that are pursuing AMP QP3 accreditation. If you're a steel fabrication shop and you're pursuing or you're trying to maintain your complex coating endorsement through AISC, all of the training that is provided in our basic coatings inspection class is recognized by those agencies as adequate training for those accreditation programs. For those that are considering taking the AMP coating inspector training courses, the KTA basic class provides a very good warm-up or introduction to the basics, so that those who do attend the AMP courses, which tends to be a little bit more intense and a little bit longer classes, the opportunity for success is greater when they've already got the basics under their belt already.
And then what would you say are some of the biggest takeaways that somebody would get from taking the course?
Yeah, there's really a lot of benefits to taking a course like the KTA basic course, but probably one of the most important things is gaining a lot of confidence. So when you're out on a project, you now have confidence because you better understand what the requirements of a specification are, how to perform those inspections, and you get confidence in the data that you're generating because you know it was generated correctly. So that's one of the biggest takeaways. having a solid understanding of what to inspect, how to inspect, and what the requirements of this project specification mean, that can be incredibly helpful on projects that rely on coatings for corrosion control. The other thing that occurred to me is, let's face it, sitting there and reading industry standards to gain an understanding of those requirements can be really, really challenging and could be left to interpretation, which could be problematic, obviously. So our instructors actually explain the requirements of the probably upwards of 30 different common industry standards for surface preparation and coating application. And so the chances of misinterpreting information that's in those standards is certainly reduced significantly. And then the other thing is our training course and the associated examinations are learning outcome based. And that's really, really important. We're recognized as an accredited training provider by the International Association of Continuing Education and Training, or IACET. And that enables us to award CEUs, or continuing education units, for successful completion of our class. So engineers and other folks who need professional development hours or continuing education units to maintain their licenses can benefit from this training as well.